Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Studio Live today. My name is Pete, and if it's your first time around here, this channel is where my goal is to help you create, record, and release your best music. We do that through tips and tricks and tutorial videos and live streams just like this one. If that's your bag, consider subscribing. You know all the YouTube things to do. Today, it's Your Music Live, our live show where I get to sit back and relax and enjoy all of your music that you've submitted over the last, well, couple of weeks, because these are all songs that have been submitted to me. And to do that, if you do want to be included in the show in a future show, because we've probably got a full quota for this week, you can email me, pete@studiolivetoday.com. Just put YML in the subject, and if you put a sentence or two about your song, it's going to give you a better chance of getting on the show. Now, what is the premise of the show? Is this hot? Is this not? Is this a lit beat? Is this terrible? No. This is going to be, and what this has been, the last 5 weeks we've been doing this, is about learning. It's a learning experience and a learning opportunity because there is no good, bad, or otherwise when it comes to music. I mean, see, I was going to say, actually, there is some bad music, but there's not. There's music that I think is bad. There's music that you think is bad. And what we like is going to differ hugely. But what we want to do is continue to grow, develop, and get better at the production side, get better at the performance side, the mixing, the mastering, the releasing. So that is what we're going to be getting into in this show today. Hello to the folks who are here live. We will be getting into the music in just a couple of minutes. I promise you, you won't have long to wait before we do. But let's say good day to the folks we have here live on the stream. Hello to Metallion58 is here. We've got yeah, we've got BT48S. Scott is here. Jade Star, who's as usual doing a great job moderating, putting the details there in the chat. 1,000 watts. Patrick Chandler is here. Which time zone are you? Yeah, that's a good question. Which time zone are you in? Where are you watching from? Are you? Is it the afternoon if you're in the US or Canada? Is it your evening in the UK or Europe? Or are you like me, just getting up and just having your coffee here? Hello, SM Borthwick, Tom Rochelle. We've got Dane here, Six String Gunner, Micro Loop. Too many people to keep up with. Hang on, let's go back up the chat here. Jessica Jan, hello to you. We've got Iridium, Darren Dadaluk, Bubba has made it along. Happy Ron, I hope you are doing well, my friend. Vince Knight, Luciano Silva, Joe Gallman, Jeff Brush, Gamlin, sorry. Joe Gamlin, Jeff Brush, Russ, Max, Dom. Hello. Hello to you and to everyone. If you're watching on the replay, don't worry. We love you just as much. If you've got comments or feedback about any of the music, about the show, about anything that you want to share, you can leave those in the comments. And if you like this show, if you get some value, you know what to do. You can hit the like button. I'll let you. I'm going to allow it. Righty dokey, let's jump on in and get started. Now, for those who aren't aware, I have a Facebook group called Create, Record, Release. Super simple to get to. Just go to createrecordrelease.com. I've made it that easy, and that will take you to the official Facebook group of the channel of Studio Live Today. And if you join up to there, you get a little bit of additional access to all the things going on in the world of Studio Live Today, including for this show, what I did was I allowed the folks there to actually submit their songs, and I said I'd bump them up the queue, and a couple of folks have done exactly that. And one of them is our buddy, is our buddy, Happy Ron. So Ron has shared a song here called Easy. Says Ron emailed me and said, this is my newest song, Easy. It's about letting go of the inner critic and embracing the love of people around you. I think that's a very, very cool premise, and I think that's going to be a great way and a great message to start this week's show. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring up this track. Do I have everything set here? Is it going to autoplay on me? Everything likes to autoplay. If you've been around before, no, SoundCloud's not autoplaying. That's a good thing. Oh dear. Happy Ron, you might need to help me out here, my friend, because I've just gone to your link and it said this track cannot be found. So we've got a small issue there. False start, but I did see Ron here in the chat. So Ron, if you've got your link to your song, why don't you throw it there in the chat, and we will get back to you and that song afterwards, because for whatever reason, SoundCloud doesn't like you and it's not got your song there. So instead, what we're going to do is jump on over and we'll grab another one. We'll try this one. Take two. We've got another one of our friends here, which is Patrick Moonbird, who creates some very cool tunes. and he has shared a song here. In fact, he shared it right over on the Create Record Release group. So Patrick is one of our founding members over on Create Record Release. He has shared his new song Leaf, and he's actually shared the GarageBand project in iOS. So for all of you GarageBand fans, hopefully you're going to enjoy this one. Let's make sure we can full screen this sucker. Oh, it's already started. There we go. We'll full screen it. I'll make sure there's nothing on the screen that you can't see. We'll do the little desktop flicky switchy here. I'll make sure that the volume is up. Let's take a listen, you and I, to Patrick Moonbird and his tune called Leaf. So cool. What a nice, mellow way to start the day there from our friend Patrick Moonbird. I've said this to Patrick a bunch of times, but when it comes to lo-fi, he's got it down, right? He's got the lo-fi stuff going on. I've tried. The thing is, you hear lo-fi beats like that, and you're like, you know what? It's a simple arrangement. You just need a little bit of crackle. You need a bit of the lo-fi bass that Patrick had going on there, a little guitar riff, a few sort of ambient sounds. How hard can that be? You know what it is to produce really good lo-fi beats and lo-fi sounds? Quite hard, as it turns out. I have tried. I interviewed Patrick, one of the very first Creator Series interview. It might have been the first. It was definitely really early on, probably close to 2 years ago. And at the time I was asking him, how do I create lo-fi? And he was giving me some advice. And it never really quite worked out for me. But maybe I'll get back on the lo-fi bandwagon. Thank you, Bubba. Bubba has just provided a very generous super chat here on the live show and says, let's get the party started. I couldn't agree with you more. We got lots of great tunes to listen to here today, and I really do appreciate yours and everyone's support here on the channel. So let's see what folks have got to say about that one. Luciano Silva says music to relax. Iridium ambient lo-fi, really great work. Great way to start. Bubba says, I love the Methrini Benson vibe. Excellent. Very relaxing, says Darren Danaluk. Jade says, simple and effective track. Metallian, very smooth. Love the balance in there. Yeah, Tom Rochelle, very chill, mesmerizing even. It is. I've said this to Patrick before. He's got 2 albums out now. Is it 2 whole albums you got, Patrick? If you're here on the chat, let us know. But yeah, I've listened to the first one a lot, and it's the album that I put on. I legitimately put on Patrick's album when I'm just doing like work, or when I'm studying, or when I'm doing thumbnails and titles and tags and all that YouTube stuff I have to do behind the scenes. It's a great sort of music. It's not super distracting, but it's really motivating. It really just kicks you along and gets you in this really good mood for doing stuff. Healing Heart says, like a leaf falling and lifting, chill. I love it. What great explanation there. Very, very cool. Alrighty, we're going to move on now. Ron, did you find your link? If you do find the link and you can post it, throw it in the chat here, and we will return to that. Hello to other folks who've joined us live. We've got Soulrack M7, Ace is here. Who haven't I said g'day to? I think I've said g'day to everyone else that's here as well. Martin, hello. Martin says, I use my iPad, and when I put in my headphones, it uses the mic from my headphones and not my real mic. I plug in headphones straight into my iPad, and the mic's for an interface. What shall I do? Well, it's not. This is probably one more for the Q&A show tomorrow, but just because you asked, I'll help you out. You need to plug in headphones that don't have a mic. Simple as that, because as soon as you plug headphones into your iPad or your iPhone that have a mic, that becomes the mic. So yeah, you need to just invest in some headphones, like say the Sennheiser HD 280 Pros, or you know what, even a cheaper pair of cheap earbuds from eBay. As long as they don't have a mic, then you'll be good to go. Alrighty, we're going to now go back because we need to get back to the other Your Music Live folder here, and we will scroll on down and find where we got up to last time. Yeah, no, it's a real, really professional operation that we have here. Now, I have seen, Patrick was here in we're going to go Patrick to Patrick back to back. This is going to be pretty cool. In fact, before I do that, sorry, I know I'm a bit all over the place today. I just need to open up and make sure I can paste in these links so that those that are watching on the replay, or if you want to check out these tunes after the fact, you can come on back and do exactly that. That nearly rhymed. So let me just come back in. Sorry. I know. I apologize to the folks that are here live, but trust me, it helps out. So this was Patrick Moonbird with his tune Leaf. A really good photographer too, Patrick Moonbird, just quietly. Does some really good work all over the creative landscape, as many people are. If you're a creator, you tend to like creating everywhere. Rightio. So Patrick Chandler says, hello, Pete. My brother Sean and I would like to submit a song for one of your future live broadcasts. You have, and here it is. This song is coming out of the Chandler Brothers Productions. It's somewhat a departure from our usual collaborative work. In the format, a solo project by brother Sean was written right at the beginning of the COVID pandemic. He used the touch instruments and plug-in within GarageBand, as well as the stereo lag app. Love me that app, as you probably know. We're enjoying all the fine music and the insight providing in the GarageBand community, and wanted to send a big thanks. Well, thank you. So this song written and performed by Sean Chandler, video made by Patrick Chandler. You know I love having a video as part of the jam here. So let's bring this one up. We'll get it ready to rock and roll, and then we will jump in and take a listen to this tune. We'll just make sure that everything's in its place. There we go. We're going to full screen it, and we'll turn up the volume, and we've peaked too soon. Let's take a listen to Sean Chandler with Stick Together here on Your Music Live.
It's been 10 days now, and I'm stuck at home. Just ran out of food, gotta get some more, and more beer, yeah. It was only yesterday, I thought I had it made. We gotta stick together, I'm sure there'll be a better way. Just hold on to your dreams. Just hold on to your love.
Very, very nice indeed. There you go, the Chandler Brothers, this time Sean with Patrick putting the video together there. And another one that I'm going to have to watch the rest of for sure. But we've got too many songs to get through, unfortunately, to listen to entire songs. And I want to make sure everyone gets a little bit of time here. Really, really good. I mean, it's a topic that I know a lot of people have been covering lately, and it's what we're living. Like a lot of songwriting, especially in the singer-songwriter kind of genre, is around life experience, and a lot of it's autobiographical because stuff's happening to us. Yeah, there's an element of creating a fictional character and putting them in a situation, all that sort of thing is fine. But when you're going through something pretty big, as most of us are, then yeah, that just becomes your world, and that becomes what you're going to channel through your songwriting. So I love it. I love the message, and yeah, stick together is what we got to do here. Because I know, without getting all like up on the soapbox, I know in some parts people are starting to get frustrated, and they're over it, right? People don't want to be locked inside anymore. But you know what? Things like global pandemics and things don't actually care about what you want. They don't discriminate. It's the weirdest thing. People are like very up in arms and about equality and about discrimination at the moment. You know who doesn't discriminate? A virus. Anyway, I'll hop down off my soapbox and get back to the music. So what do I like about this? I really like the organ sound. I really like it when when folks can use the GarageBand sounds, but use them effectively, not overdo them. So that little organ, the little sort of Hammond sound in the background there was really cool. Really enjoyed that. That was a simple arrangement, simple guitar, simple drums. Vocals were really good. Loved that breakdown. I love a bit of an a cappella style breakdown where you just got a few harmonies going on in there. That worked really well, I think, in this track. So well done with that. What do the folks here have to say? Darren Dadeluke, nice sounding tune. Happy Ron says a sweet arrangement. Metallian, like the dreamy vocals in there. Yeah. Tom Rochelle, nice, very 80s sounding. Vox could be a little higher in the mix, maybe. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe just get a little bit more punch, maybe a bit of compression on those vocals. They were a little thin. Maybe you need to do the vocal thickening trick I was talking about on the show, on the channel during the week. Six String Gunner, great message. Love the music and the video. SM Borthwick, another nice groove, like the vocal harmonies and the high synth stabs. Yeah, those synth stabs worked really well. By the way, when you have a slight lisp, saying the word synth stabs a bunch of times is probably going to start, if someone was actually standing in front of me, they'd get very wet. Sorry, that was a bit weird. Rightio, we're going to move on here and continue with this. I don't think Ron, if you did find your link, please post it. I don't think we have anyone else called Patrick that I have anything for. So yeah, we might have to move to someone with a different name, perhaps. Let's go to my email and find out who that person may be. Sorry, as usual, I've got so many windows flying around my screen that I need to work out which one is which. All right, we've had Patrick there. Let's jump on over here. Now we've got a track here. Now this is from Timothy Kinsman, who has sent this for Your Music Live. I don't have any details of the song here. If you do send one, if you are looking to actually have a song featured, it's a good idea if you can give me a couple of lines about your song. That just helps out because it means that we can share with the viewers here a little bit about the production, about how you made. Oh, we've got this track was not found. Maybe it's been removed. Is there a SoundCloud issue today? Could this be a bit of a problem? Because it's the second SoundCloud track that I've pasted the link in and it's told me this link doesn't exist. Does anyone? What I'll do, just for my sanity, I'll paste it here in the chat. Can other folks check that link and just let me know? Are you having the same issue with these links? Is it a SoundCloud thing? Is it a Pete thing? What are we doing here? Because I didn't do too well there. Alrighty, let's continue on here. So we've got this. I've got another one here. Said, "Here's my song, Pete." Cool. It says it's Binabini. It's called Untitled. It says this song is about missing someone you love, that you never make time with her because of the pandemic, but after all, you still love her. This song is in the Philippine language, so I love this. I love how we have folks from around the world doing different things, and I love hearing a bit of world music and some vocals in different languages. Really, really cool, because we are one. We need to stick together here in the world, as we heard in the last song there from Patrick. So let's bring this one up now. YouTube's working fine, and this is a YouTube clip, so we're going to be able to play this one. We'll just make sure we can pause it. There we go. We'll bring it up here as full screen. So this is Binabini, a demo version. Now it says Untitled, but I don't know whether that's just because it's untitled at this stage or whether that's the name of the song, but we're going to give this one a play. Let's go. Binabini here on Studio Live today, Your Music Live.
Sige. Nandiyan ka ba? Sa aking puso'y nagpapaalala na nagsasabi sa akin, ako'y mag-iingat. Nangangako kapag may problema, ako'y iyong makakasama. Bini-bini, ikaw ang minamahal.
Very cool. Love me a bit of an acoustic, like lay back kind of jam. How cool was the start of that song? I love stuff like that. I'm listening to that and I'm like, wow, this really is a demo because it like was just a really raw recording. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to settle in and listen to this. It's, that's okay. It can be a little bit raw. And then it sort of stops and does the laugh and then kicks in with the produced version. Really, really love that. Excellent work. I'm going to give it a like over here. And now I might have got it the wrong way around. It looks like Untitled is the name of the band and Binny Binny is the name of the song. So apologies for that. I got it flipped about. But what do you think? I think that's really cool. And again, I love when you're hearing a song. It doesn't have to be in your language, right? It's cool. Like I don't understand much of what Kurt Cobain sang or Eddie Vedder. Like it was harder to understand them than it probably was to understand that. Cool. So Darren Daniluk says, nice little tune. The music sounds very mellow. SM Borthwick, nice false start. I like the panned vocals. Really fun sounding tune. Yeah, really cool. Like double up of those vocals. It's sort of the way that the way that you double a vocal. You could either do it one way, which is to make it very similar, so it just adds thickness, or you can make it very different, and that just adds that wideness. So because the vocals were panned and they were different, I don't know if it was the same singer or whether you had two different vocalists there, but yeah, it just really, really worked. I like it. Okay, what have we got? Yeah, sorry, folks were just also confirming that, yes, we can't find those SoundCloud sounds, so sorry about that. And Ron, yes, I've seen here, you sent me on Facebook, so I'll grab your link in a minute. Yeah, I think YouTube's a bit tightened up on being able to post links, and sometimes it lets them through, but sometimes it just blocks them completely. Tom Rochelle says, a cool track, strong melodic line. Jade says, yes, Eddie Vedder needs a translator. Bubba says, sounds like there's a lot of fun creating that song. Yeah, you can hear, can't you? You can hear in a song when people are having fun. And I say this a lot, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it doesn't. If you've got $1 million studio with all the gear, but you've still got a crappy song, you're feeling frustrated, you're not enjoying it, you're not having fun, that's going to come through in the song. Have you ever listened to a really polished studio album from a band and just thought, they weren't having fun making this? You can just hear. You can hear in the way that they're playing. It sounds good. It sounds polished. All the right notes are hit. But you know the difference between when someone's having fun and when someone's not having fun, like making music. You can really hear it. It really comes through. It doesn't always have to be fun. Obviously, if you're doing like some big tearjerker emotional thing, but emotion, having passion and emotion in your music, I think that's cool. I've got a couple of new folks who are here. Hello. I'm glad that you're here on Your Music Live. How can I submit a tune? Jade, if you wouldn't mind doing the honors and pasting your usual instructions down in the comments here. But yeah, all you need to do is email me, pete@studiolivetoday.com, put YML in the subject line, and then that will go into the queue. Unless, of course, you are one of the Create, Record, Release members, because every week I if you're following me on all the different places, it'll be somewhere different every week. And yes, I do have a sales and marketing background, and yes, this is a sales and marketing tactic. So you are being marketed to. But what I do is I sprinkle somewhere. Last week it was on my Patreon page, so my patrons were able to jump the queue and jump on the show. This week it was on the Facebook group Create, Record, Release. Next week, Twitter, Instagram, who knows? It'll be somewhere. Let's jump in and see if I can find this. Happy Ron, here is your link. All right, I'm going to make sure. Let's see if this works now. I'm going to copy your link, and we're going to come over here. Come on, SoundCloud, do your thing. We'll see if we got this time. This is looking better. It is better, and it's happening. It's a happening thing. Happy Ron's tune called Easy. So we're going to copy that link so I can throw it here into the description. We'll make sure that we're right at the start of the track. Like so, we'll pop it up here. Happy Ron Hill is someone who I also interviewed recently for the Creators. Well, recently, probably 6 months ago, Ron. Yes, awesome creator from San Diego in California. I hope you're doing well over there in California at the moment, Ron. Let's take a listen to this tune. This is Ron's latest tune called Easy. Happy Ron here on your Music Live.
Na 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 I always heard a voice, na 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 na, boring through my head. It told me I'm no good, the things it said. But it's so easy for you to make me feel okay, to interrupt the story that never went away. Yes, it's so easy for you to make it easy on me. Na 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 na. Like a turtle in its shell, I hid and made things hard. Your touch softens my face and heals the scars. Yes, it's so easy for you to make me feel.
Very nicely done. Happy Ron with Easy here on Your Music Live. And that was definitely very easy on the ears, Ron. Beautifully produced as always. Love your voice, love your vocal stylings. Just love just the intonation in your voice. And again, what I just said before about delivering with passion and delivering with that energy, that's definitely something that's in there. So I'm going to have to listen to the whole track afterwards. But again, because we have so many tracks to get through and we do have a backlog of about 2 to 3 weeks, I want to make sure that we get to as many tunes as possible. Love the interplay between the piano and the guitar. Like I said, it just the sound there, you could tell, just the crisp, clear production just worked really well for that song. And the simple vocal line, not doing a whole lot, not throwing in a bunch of harmonies or a bunch of effects for no reason, just keeping it simple. That's exactly what that song needs. I think a lot of folks could learn from that because it's tempting to, not tempting to do it, but a lot of folks will overproduce a song, overproduce a track by adding too much. Sometimes it's what you don't add or even what you remove from a track that actually makes it really sound good and really pop. Let's jump over to the chat. 1000 Watt says, great vocal. Andrew Goldsby, hello to you, my friend. Piano moves along beautifully, really chilled. Jeff Brush, nice song, great piano. Plastic said the words were great and relatable. Yep. SM Borthwick, the piano sounded fantastic on that track. And Happy Ron says, very kind. All I have a zillion songs on my YouTube. Yeah, go and check out Happy Ron's YouTube channel. Yeah, set aside an afternoon and go and check out Happy Ron on YouTube. He's got a lot of very cool stuff there. He's a wonderful man, and he sends some wonderful messages. So do that. Luciano says, excellent, beautiful song. Reminds me of REM. Yeah. And Jade Star says, loving the piano, Ron. Absolutely. Tom Rochelle, love the piano and chord progressions in this one. Too many good things to say. This is why you need to be here live. Dom Fatchin making it sound so effortless to produce. What Pete's saying as I type. Yeah, exactly. It does. It just sounds effortless, doesn't it? It just leaves you with that feeling of relaxation. Nothing's forced. Nothing's pushing against anything else in a track like that. And that's what you want. You want it to be the reason, you know what? The reason they say that music is easy listening is because it's easy to listen to. There's no effort involved. Like, Pearl Jam is not easy listening. Pearl Jam is intense and full on. I don't know why I keep going to Pearl Jam today, but the Strokes are not easy listening because it's grinding, it's grit, and you want that in some tracks. But when you want a mellow, relaxed track, you want it to be like that. Anyway, I've thrown out enough superlatives, but good job, Ron. Thank you for doing that. And again, if you want to, if you want to get on the fast track, and again, it's not about making sure that someone's going to get included and someone's not. I'm going to get through this. Like, that's why I'm doing this show every week, and I spend an hour and a half, 2 hours doing it, because I want to feature as many tunes as possible, help you learn, and when you get your song shared. But more importantly, I think it's great for the whole community to be able to be involved, to be able to share our feedback, and to learn some production tips from other folks who are creating great music. Alrighty. Let's go back to my email, because we've got a few more to get through here, and we need to do our thing. So why don't we bring this one up? Don't have a lot of information about this, but we'll bring it up on here. Sorry, hold the line, please. Your call is important to us. As usual, I have too many windows going on and too many things in here. So this one comes from Shwalama. Shwalama says, he linked to my song, I learned a lot from you. So, I don't know if people say that so that if I then say, hey, that's no good, they can go, well, I learned it all from you. What can I say? You taught me how to do this. Anyway, let's take a listen to this one. It is called Drop Up, and it is by Shwalama. And we'll bring it up on here. Let's listen to Drop Up by Shwalama here on Your Music Live. That is so cool. Instantly, I love that. I didn't expect the 4 on the floor beat with the do, 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 do at the start there. Didn't expect the drop to be like that at all. And then after the drop, didn't expect it to go into something like that. I was expecting a variation of the first section with just a bit more power and maybe some really driving 808s or something. I love a tune like that because, first of all, great to have the eclectic mix. Like the last 3 songs, we've had a Filipino love song. We've then had Happy Ron with his sort of easy listening, laid back country vibe. And then we go to that. Again, I say it every week, but how cool is it that we have this diversity in the music that we get to share here? But yeah, I really enjoy that. I think when you're creating either EDM track, dance track, trap beats, all that sort of stuff that I don't understand that well, to be perfectly honest, it's easy to just follow the formula, right? And there's a lot of people following the formula. It's going to be difficult to stand out and to make people sit up and listen when you're following the formula. If you do something different, if you just like, let's go completely left field and do something completely different, that is where it's going to stand out. So when we had the bit like this, I'll just play the bit that I'm talking about here so you know what I mean. In here. And it does, we're in the wrong spot. Hang on. This bit here. You're waiting for it, and you want it to just hit. Oh, and it just goes off on a completely different tangent. So yeah, that I find really cool and really enjoy that sort of thing. So well done. Thank you so much for sharing. We'd love to hear more about how you produce that sort of track as well. Jade Star says, I'm digging that. Joe Gamlin, wow, was not expecting that. Dom Thatchin, full of surprises. Lucia, oh, no, message retracted. Forget I said anything. Tom Rochelle, really great creative track, cool beat. Like the picture that goes with it too. Bubba says, eclectic as heck. right to my heart. Luciano Silva says, I think you used live loops. Yeah, there was definitely some live loops used, a few GarageBand loops that I know of that you could hear sort of poking out. But again, don't be ashamed. Like it's fine. Like most people don't know that that's a GarageBand loop. And then as long as you add to it, as long as you use some other things in there as well, I think that's good. Arthur Morgan, hello to you. Love the electro bass. Spear of Sagittarius is just saying hello. Hello. Darren Dadalook, unpredictable and interesting sounds. I may not understand it all, but I think it was different, and different is good. Couldn't agree with you more. SM Borthwick, unexpected change up. Cool dance, couldn't dance to it, but cool anyway. Yeah, couldn't dance to it, but that's okay. I can't dance to anything anyway. And Noel says, I low-key like it. Very cool indeed. Did I put that in my links? I did. I'm a good boy. All right, good boy. Rightio. Where's me toothpick? There we go. Here is where we're up to. I've been looking forward to this. Because if you know the channel, if you know this show, you'll know that we featured a tune in maybe the first or second one from this particular artist, and it's a very cool guy by the name of Stu Cash, and I can say he's a very cool guy because he's one of my patrons as well. He's supporting me over there on Patreon, patreon.com/Pete Johns. Quick pause. I've got there's 34 folks supporting me over on Patreon. When I hit 50, one of those 50 will be chosen at random, and I'm going to write a song for them or record a song. So either they can give me one of their songs, I'll record the whole song for them, or they can give me a song idea and just say, go away with this, Pete, and record this, or just a sketch of an idea that I can turn into a whole song. So there you go. That's pretty cool. Support me for as little as $1 a week. And yeah, once we hit 50, you could be the one who gets your song listened to. That could be kind of cool. Listen to. Gets your song recorded by me on the channel for everyone to see. Should be a whole heck of a lot of fun. Anyway, I digress because we want to get over to Stu. So Stu says, this song was produced by myself and Andy Goldsby, who I've seen here on the chat, using GB and iCloud to collab. We've been in the same band for 20 years and this is our first real effort of writing and producing rather than banging out a load of 90s indies cover, which is also awesome, which I agree. Our new project is named The Indigo Sunsets, and this is our 5th track called Last Man Standing. Very, very cool. And he says, my vids are struggling on your show, so here's a Visibel effort this time. Yeah, if you don't know, Stu produces really good videos, and the problem is that the videos, if they're 4K or if they're 60 frames a second, yeah, my whole computer just kind of grinds to a halt because it takes too much processing to do all the live streaming and the video processing and the everything at the same time. Righty dokie, let's bring this one up. Make sure that we're in the right link. Make sure it's going to work for us this time. I really must try and find that plugin for Chrome that makes things not automatically start playing, because that's a pain. All right, let's bring this one up. Let's take a listen to Last Man Standing here on Your Music Live over here. Let's do it. Stu Andy The Indigo Sunsets, Last Man Standing here on your Music Live. And as I was playing that, I realised that the reason I was looking forward to it, I'd forgotten, but I heard that on Ron Ward over on the GarageBand Users Facebook group. He does him and Brian Bigler. They're in a virtual band as well called Saigon Slick and the Boston Bard. And they do a weekly show where they showcase GarageBand created songs. And because, of course, that one was created in GarageBand, they feature that one. And I loved it then, and I love it now. Bit of an Oasis, Blur, Verve, 90s Brit pop rock alt kind of feel, which again is going to score you brownie points for me because that's my vibe. That's the music I grew up with, was listening to stuff like that. The band that I'm thinking of is Ash. I don't know if anyone remembers Ash. They had an album called 1977. Back in the 90s, they had songs like Girl from Mars, like Oh Yeah. Really cool band. It's got that kind of vibe. The more I listen to your music, Stu, the more I'm hearing that Ash kind of vibe, which is just rocking guitars, driving beats, and just sort of wailing vocals that just really all come together and culminate into a great sound, which is what we heard there. And I think... Tell me if you're keen for this, Stu and Andy as well. But I think we should have them on the Creator Series here on Studio Live today because I'd love to learn more about Stu and Andy, how they collaborate, how they bring this all together. So yeah, hands up if you'd like to see an interview with Stu and Andy. Obviously, if they agree to do it, but we haven't had a Creator Series interview for a while. I think we should hook that up. Watch this space. Let's see what folks had to say about that one. We'll scroll back on up. Sorry, I've gone too far. Smith's vibe right away from Spear of Sagittarius. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Goldsbury said, for your information, guitars recorded in my conservatory. Very cool. Keeps going down. Jade Star says killer track is going to be available. Is it going to be available on iTunes? Yeah, good question. You're going to release this one, boys, because that would be cool. Bubba says tight harmonies. Cassie says, isn't this your taste, Pete? Yeah, you know me. You know me well by now that, yes, I was going to have good things to say about that. Ed Zelitsky, great vibes, great music. Arthur Morgan, I like the song name. Yeah, Last Man Standing. That's going to be in my head. Tom Rochelle, really like this. Sounds like some indie rock from the late 80s, early 90s, which is a great thing. U2 sounds like, says 1,000 watts, yeah. Metallion, really like the style, well-produced and good vocals. Noel says this song is louder than my math teacher, and I like it. Very cool. And Andy says, cheers all for the comments. Yeah, absolutely. SM Borthwick, another great track from Stu and Andy. Well done. And Andrew says we are up for that, Pete. Awesome. We'll have to organise that, find a time, and we'll get Andy and Stu live on the show. I reckon that could be super cool. I love learning how people are doing things, and it's weird because I know that Stu would probably, as soon as he hears this, Stu's going to say, I don't think he's here on the chat, but Stu's going to say, but Pete, we learned from you. What are we going to teach you? But no, honestly, I learn more. Well, clearly I learn more because there's hundreds and thousands of you, and there's only one of me. So I learn different things from different people all the time. And that's why I spend so much time doing this show and talking to people and interviewing people, because every time I do that, I get at least one or two little nuggets of info that I take away. And I know that so many people in the community do. That's why I started the other show, those little 5-minute artist profiles. I think they're going to be cool, but I also like the 30-minute deep dive interviews as well, the Creator Series. We need to get back and do us some of those. Righty dokie. Excuse me. Let's get onto another track here because we got more. We got them piling up here, and we need to take a look here. This one is from Alan, and Alan says, hi Pete, a song for your delectation and consideration. Hear it coming. Snare, shakers, one acoustic guitar through various GB amps and my voice. Started recording in April, so keen for your feedback. And this is from Alan Charlton, and he's got a SoundCloud link here. Hopefully this is actually working because we haven't had much luck with SoundCloud links here today. But let's bring this one up and cross your fingers and your toes for me, folks, and we'll see. Yep, this is looking good. This is looking very good. Righty dokie. Okay, we'll turn up the volume, pump up the volume. Anyone like that Christian Slater movie from the 80s? Pump up the volume. Old school, man. Deep cuts here today. Deep cuts, Pete. Righty dokie. Let's take a listen to Alan Charlton with Hear It Coming here on Your Music Live.
for the fall. Wait for the fall. Wait for the fall. I wait for it all. I hear it coming. I hear the sound.
Very cool indeed. Hear it coming from Alan Charlton here on Your Music Live. Love that. It said they're indie. Yeah, it's definitely got that like lo-fi, not even lo-fi. Like lo-fi's been something different these days, but I like that sort of garage band production. Like not the app garage band, although it was, but just that sort of feel. What you can hear there is that nothing is overproduced, that everything is pretty organic and natural, but again, it's the passion and the feel and the vibe of the thing. That just cuts through, doesn't it? You listen to something like that and you're like, Alan is producing music that he likes, that he wants to hear, and that he wants to share with the world. There's nothing contrived about it. There's nothing fake or false about it. So that is what I like. Love the two vocals in there. It's the second tune we've had where we've had those two vocals where vocal doubling is used not to thicken and to be really tight, but to almost make it a bit looser. And I kind of dig that. Like, I think I need to use that technique more in some of my songs like that, where your second vocal is just sort of sitting underneath and is doing similar, but not the same. It's creating that little bit of separation on your vocal, which is cool. Like the little snare pattern, like that was cool. Like just rolling us along. It gave that trudging, marching kind of da 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 da, just moving along with it. Yeah, really cool. And just a shaker. Simple. Again, simple arrangement. You don't need to overproduce anything or everything. You can just do what works for the song. Let the song tell you what it needs. 100% sure. Righty dokie. Hello from other people. Bubba says I heard some. Hang on, no, we're in the wrong song. We'll go through that one. Luciana says he worked with a lot of echo. It was interesting that it almost mixes in the rhythm. Yeah. Plastic says it would be cool with the ambient effects here and there, just my opinion. Either way, I like it. Tom Rochelle, I like the very slightly offbeat, off-kilter sound in this one. It sounds very natural, yeah. Joey Helpish, hello. Darn it, I'm late. Love this. Yeah, had a bit of a Joey Helpish kind of vibe to that sort of track. You've written some songs a bit like that, Joey. Jeff Brush, very creative. Noel Bresic says, I think the vocals are really good, but you should work on the mixing a little bit. I mean, yeah, it's a thing. Like, do you want it? I actually like the raw organic feel. Could you produce that a bit more and play with the mixing and add some compression, little delay and reverb, sort of kind of polish it? Yeah, probably. Would it be better, worse, the same? I don't know. It's worth experimenting with. That's the beautiful part. We're here in the digital world. We can do all these things. It's great. It's cool. Arthur Morgan, hello, says question, how do I send in one of my own songs? Me and the Van der Indie Gang did a song called Ring Dang Do. I think people will enjoy it. Maybe they will. So yeah, all you need to do is email me, pete@studiolivetoday.com, and put YML in the description, not the description, in the subject line. So yes, pete@studiolivetoday.com, YML in the subject, and you might make it in sort of next week or a couple of weeks' time. It's just, yeah, I'm absolutely overwhelmed and impressed by how many tracks that I'm getting submitted here, but it does mean that there's a bit of a backlog. We're about probably 2 weeks behind at the moment. So to give you an idea, although when was this one? No, we're not that bad actually. We're on the 3rd of July. So these are emails that hit my inbox on the 3rd of July. So just before last week's show. So yeah, we're running about a week behind at the moment. Let's continue on. Whoop, I'm pressing all sorts of weird wrong buttons here. I didn't want to do that at all. Apparently I'm looking at my stream there in SoundCloud now. Let's go. All right, TMCF says, hi Pete, hope you're doing well, man. We have now released our EP and would love to have a track played on your show. Here's a couple of links to SoundCloud and YouTube. Very cool. So this is from Ben and Paul of the TMCF band. We'll copy this YouTube link Oops, we pressed the wrong button again. Oi, I need a producer for this show. I've said that a lot of times, haven't I? I think I need to pay my daughter to come in here and just sort of sit on the side and do the producing of the show, because I get a bit distracted and I'm having to drive and talk and play and update and look at the chat. Yeah, makes things a little challenging. All right, let's listen to this one. This is by TMCF, and this one's called Circadian. So we're going to take a listen to Circadian by TMCF. Oh, it's already playing. I'm getting there. All right, we'll turn up the volume before we start playing, and let's take a listen to Circadian TMCF here on Your Music Live. Boom.
In the clear night sky, all the stars were bright. In that burning light, they removed my smile. You would not believe all the things they know. I wish I thought I wasn't leave myself, leave my soul. Haven't got a place to go.
Wow, that was cool. Circadian by TMCF. What do you think? I thought that was awesome. I'm going to have to go and listen to the rest of that again. Every week I listen to these tracks. I listen to 2 minutes of them, and it's like a 4.5 minute track. And I'm like, oh, I want to listen to the rest now. But that's the good thing, is they're all down in the description. So if after this you're like, oh, I really love that TMCF track. Oh, I need to listen to that Happy Ron song again. Oh, I want to check out some Patrick Moonbird tunes. Yeah, they're all linked. They're all down in the description. So hopefully that helps you out if you want to hear these. But what do I like about that? Well, kind of everything. First thing I'll say is it was really building. Again, I love a really good drop, and you know, this, even a song like this has a drop. I love it when you're building up and then it just kicks into a chorus. I was waiting for a big kick in chorus, but I actually kind of like it when it doesn't too, because it's building that suspense and that tension. Did you hear that guitar coming up in the background? Like, the dynamics in this tune were amazing. To be able to have that really low, quiet bit, and then you just heard these over on the side. You heard these guitars starting to build. You heard the rhythm of the drums change. And yeah, again, really good use of dynamics. There's clearly a lot of automation going on in there to bring up and down the volume of different instruments. Dynamics are missing a lot in music these days, and this is a great example of how you can use dynamics really effectively to actually create a really good produced track. So vocals, top notch, guitars, top notch, drum beats, production. Yeah, I'm a fan. There you go. TMCF. I'm a fan of your band. I'm going to subscribe to the channel right now on YouTube. Alrighty, what do the folks have to say about that track that I hear live? Jade Star says, I'd like some more of that, please. Yeah, right. Battalion, that's a winner in my book. Varied and well built. Tom Rochelle, getting a bit of Tool prog rocking from this. Yeah, I think that's why I liked it, because I love me some Tool. Bit of Muse action going on in there. Like, that's the sort of sound. Almost a bit of Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, but sort of light. Trent Reznor light. Spear of Sagittarius, dark sounding. I loved it. Great guitars. I'd lower the vocals in the mix. Yeah, potentially. Maybe the vocals, I don't know. I mix vocals too loud, but I actually like vocals that cut through a mix. Some people like them more, like not buried, but more level with the mix. SM Borthwick, another one where the build-up went somewhere unexpected. Really clever. Yeah. Absolutely. Plastic said, I'm going to have to change my go-to playlist to the community. Yeah, absolutely. Like you could probably have a great day. Just look at the description of this one and then just have that as your day's listening because there's so much cool stuff in there. Iridium says, well mixed and the build was double thumbs up. Metallion reminds me a little bit of Marilyn. Dom Faction kept me guessing where it will go. We'll have to listen to see where you take it next. So much going on under the hood to interesting music. Really impressive. Absolutely. And Jade has dropped the link just there. So if, like me, you're going to bookmark that one. Do people still bookmark things? I don't know. Put it somewhere to listen to later. Go ahead and do that. 100%. And 1000 Watt says, turn down the bass on the vocals. Yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes it was definitely an effect. You wanted that nice low. Like it worked for the song. But yeah, again, personal preference. And that's why it's good here. Everyone's got a different opinion. They're going to provide feedback. And as I always say, there is no right, there's no wrong. There is just opinion. It is your opinion. Someone should write a song about that. Speaking of songs, I'm doing something fun on the, just a slight side note. I do this occasionally. We'll do like 30 seconds of random promotion. But on Sunday, which is tomorrow here, I'm doing my happy hour show. I know, it won't stop. But this week, I'm taking a break. I'm putting the guitar to one side and I'm doing I'm doing karaoke version of the happy hour. So, and when I say karaoke, it'll be singing along to backing tracks. So karaoke-ish. So I'll have some of my tunes and it'll be fun because I'll be able to grab my handheld mic and just sort of wail to some of the tunes that I can't really do acoustic versions of, but some of my songs like Imagination, a bit of a hip hop tune. I've got a few heavier rock kind of tunes that are full band arrangements that kind of hard to do that. So tomorrow it's going to be like Pete's going to be the front man of his virtual band and doing some karaoke along to my own tracks, maybe a few little surprises along the way. So hope you can join me for that and enjoy that. But for now, we need to move back and find some more tunes. So where are we up to? Oof. Right back to here. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, someone sent me an email here. Noki, you've sent me an email, but you haven't sent me a link in it. So maybe there's one. I'll keep going up the emails here. But if you're watching or listening and you're saying, why isn't he playing my music? Noki Music. I don't seem to have a link in this email, or I'm missing something. So please resubmit, subject YML, and I'll be happy to take a look-see. John Paul Music. Hey Pete, it's JP from John Paul Music UK. Hello JP. So my band Tokyo Wasteland have released a few tracks and you're welcome to play any of them. 80s synth wave. Hello. We've got Dance With Me, a good dance track. We've got Take It Slow, a good track to slow dance to. Oh, I think we want to go with the Dance With Me, don't we? We want to go something on Spotify and Apple Music and all the other streams as well. So John Paul, JP Music UK. If you don't know John Paul Music UK, I interviewed him as part of the Creator Series a few months back. He does a lot of looping and a lot of music production and a lot of YouTube tutorials and things as well. So check out his channel, John Paul Music UK. I will bring up this track. We're just going to open. Oh, wrong button, Pete. How long have I been doing this now? All right, we're going to copy that one. We're going to paste it on over here and make sure we hit pause before it starts. Here we go. So this one is from Tokyo Wasteland, and it's a tune called "Dance with Me," which I'm intrigued to listen to. So let's jump on over here. Let's listen to Tokyo Wasteland, "Dance with Me" on Your Music Live. How much does that sound like it needed to be in a Brat Pack movie in the 1980s? I'm so happy that we have this 80s synth wave revival going on at the moment. All the retro stuff, all the retro 80s stuff, just goes to show everything that's old is new again. Very cool. Dance With Me, Tokyo Wasteland. Why do I like that? Well, there's some interest. You'd think that's a pretty simple tune, right? You got the simple drum beat, almost like a drum machine style beat, and then you got some keys in there. But here's the thing. If you listen to that arrangement, it builds. And this is what I see missing. If you're doing especially loop-oriented kind of music, the number one, not criticism, but bit of advice I have for folks building out songs using loops, using virtual instruments, using, the copy and paste world that we have now in things like GarageBand and other DAWs, the big challenge is that you can copy and paste. So a lot of folks will get verse 1, chorus, verse 2, verse 3, chorus 3. And if you just copy and paste them, the song doesn't evolve. It doesn't grow. It doesn't change. What you heard there is in the second sort of iteration of the verse, there were these little sort of synth counter melodies at the top there. And then as it progressed, there were those, and then there was sort of, there were like chord stabs from the synth as well. So having things like that, build your song up, bring something new in. So that one, it started simple. Next time around, had the little counter melodies up the top. Next time around, had the synth stabs as well. So it's building, and obviously we only listened to half the track there. If we listen to the rest, I'm sure it continues to take you on a journey. So that's a piece of advice that I'd have if you're creating this sort of music. But yeah, listen to that track if you want to learn that. Similar to what we had with the last track in more of a rock sort of genre. This, if you're doing something in more of a pop and synth genre, just make sure you're changing things up. If you have the same loops and the same sounds over and over again, it's going to get boring. Something like that keeps your interest, and I love it. Thank you very much. Wingy, thanks for being here. Wingy City Nights, I just dropped a new song and would love your input and to support what you're doing here, helping other creatives. Very, very cool. Thank you for that. Thank you for your support. I'm going through, so in today's show, I'm going through all of the ones in my inbox. If you do want to have a track featured, please shoot me an email, pete@studiolivetoday.com. Put YML in the subject, and I'll be happy to listen to it, probably on a future show, because we've got a jam-packed show here today, but really appreciate you and your support. Jade says, I love Pete's music descriptions, do, and row. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it sounds like. One day I'll do an a cappella song where I do all of the synth sounds myself with just my mouth. Jeff Brush says the vocal was also very solid in that song, I thought. Yep. Dom said done by an 80s aficionado. Everything was right on the money. Could have been dropped 35 years ago. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love the synth. Yep. Roland D50 Tombras, says Bubba. Yeah, love a bit of those old school Roland sounds. Spear of Sagittarius, that was a great track. Melodic and vocals are in tune, perfect. And Andrew Goldsberry says, very well done. Absolutely. Remember the 80s, Brat Pack films. Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty. Jade says, I feel like I'm watching Countdown. Really solid track. Totally captured the 80s. Nice vocal. Tom Rochelle loved the 80s. Love the cover art. Yeah, I didn't even mention the cover art, but how cool was the cover art on that one? Really, really liked it. Thank you. Brave Watery says, a big hello from Florida, my dude. Stay safe. Thank you. Likewise to you. Like I say, I know that I mentioned it at the start because the first song was kind of a lockdown style song. So, I did mention it at the start, and I won't jump up on my soapbox because this is a show where we don't have to, we're just getting away. We're escapism, and we're just listening to some tunes. But I do just hope that everyone stays safe. I know it's getting frustrating. I know it's been a long time. But again, it's not a time thing. It's not like, oh, well, I've had 3 months of this stuff now, so I think that's enough. I'm just going to go. Like, there's no point doing the 3 months and then, like, ruining it in 1 month. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, again, I'll hop off the soapbox, get back onto the music box. Music box. There we go. Righty-dokey. I've got my phone in my pocket. I can feel the buzzes of the songs coming through that we're going to queue up. We'll be doing this show for weeks just on the backlog that we've got. So, yes, appreciate everyone and your contributions. Let's go back to the email and see who's next. So, again, that was JP, and Jay did throw John Paul's YouTube channel link down there. Let's have a go here. Michael Roberts, hello to you, says, I've submitted my song Day 2 from my debut EP, Fine EP, Fine App. It's a heartbreak song, mostly acoustic guitar, some electric guitar and piano sprinkled in. The focus of this tune is on the lyrics and vocals. I hope to be considered. I'll include the Spotify link below. Yes, well, guess what? You are being considered. Thanks in advance, Roberts. Cool. So Roberts is the artist name, I'm assuming here. We will make a copy this one. What I'll do is I'll put this in Songwhip. So that I can bring it up on the YouTube. I know that the Spotify links just aren't as easy to play, and they don't give me as much visually. So if you haven't ever used Songwhip before, it creates pages that look a little bit like this. Boom! There you go. You just paste in your Spotify link or any link that you have, and it gives you something like this that has your album artwork there, and then it has all of the links to all the places that folks can buy your music and stream your music. How cool is that? So if we just select the YouTube link here, it'll open up and it'll bring up the YouTube version of the tune ready for us to play. So Robert's Day, and look, it's even found the lyric video. That's how cool it is. And shout out to my buddy Wilson over at Songwhip, who created this very, very cool service. There you go. We'll give a subscribe and a like, because I'm sure I'll like it. Why not? I've subscribed and liked to so many. Every song I play, I just subscribe so I can keep up with what all of the artists are doing. So yeah, my feed is full of music, but that's a good thing, right? My feed is full of music from the community here. That can only be a good thing. Righty dokey, let's take a listen to this one. This is Roberts with Day 2 here on Your Music Live.
We were happy, then we weren't, I was confused. I can't believe I wasn't picking up your clues. Love's a game, someone's always gonna lose. I'll be okay, but I'm just taking my time. 'Cause I was raised to think we had to work it out. I wish I would have known better now. You are so beautiful, and I am just too proud to tell myself that it's okay if the pieces don't fit right. It's okay if the people don't fit right. 'Cause Taylor, I know that I've gotta let you go. I can promise you this, there's not a day you won't be missed inside my soul. And Taylor, I hope you continue to grow. If I gotta live without you, I can't let you down. You were nothing short of everything, so don't forget about me. Hold on to the memories of us.
Wow, how good is that? I mean, good. Obviously, obviously a bit of a breakup song. But yeah, I love the lyric video. Love the presentation of that. Glad I found the lyric video there. We could watch while we listen to that. But yeah, really nice production on that. So loved the acoustic guitar. The riff there just sounded crisp and clear and nice. Really well recorded. The lyrics in there, I just loved the cadence of those lyrics. Like, it was right on, and then at parts, it was just, again, it's about delivering with passion, isn't it? It's about delivering things in a way that is working for the song. That definitely worked for that song, having those lyrics in that, I don't know. I'm a little bit speechless because I really enjoyed that. And again, you get a free pass because it's the kind of music that I like. Yep. But just very, very well done. And thank you for sharing it. What do folks think about that one? The other thing, the backing vocals, like those distant but high up backing vocals in the chorus section, sounded really cool. Like how they complemented the main vocals so well. Just really, really worked a treat. So very nicely done. I realized I haven't put the links here in the description, so I'm going to make sure I do that now before we get carried away and I forget. There it is. We'll copy that one. We'll paste it in the wrong spot. And we'll paste it in the wrong spot again. Whew. All right, there we go. we got there. So that was Roberts, and that was day 2. And once again, that is down in the description for you to check out if you would like to do so. Let's see. Noel Bressick says, not my type of music, but I know a great song when I see it. Yeah. Plastic, it was clearly awesome, raw emotions. Yeah, absolutely. Mentor C says, hello, Pete, I've sent you an email. Thank you very much, my friend. Jade Star, those backing distant vocals were killer. Yeah. Spiro Sagittarius, great track. Oh, yeah. I'm still in high school. I don't think that's related to the track, but yeah, very, very cool. Tom Rochelle, I like the high-pitched vocal with tons of verb in the background. That's a nice touch. Agreed. Very nice. I like it a lot. Yes. And Jade says, this is really sweet. I'm adding this to my Apple Music. Yeah, totally. Very, very cool. And Cassie's in here saying nice as well. Agreed. Fatboy Gaming, this is a great community. Thank you. I think so too. And it's not, I say thank you as if, thank you, it's a great community, but you are the community. I'm not the community. I am merely the facilitator of the community. Without awesome people, it would be not a community. But no, thank you. Appreciate it. Valium FM, day 2, brilliant song on every level. 100%. It just really worked, didn't it? Really worked. Coley Moly Blaze says, I sent one too. Cool. Yes, if you've emailed a song, one day I'm going to have to sit down for 5 hours and just get caught up and do like a mega show where we just get through a whole bunch of stuff. But 2 hours a week is about as much as my ears and voice can do at the moment. So we'll continue on. Again, we're just going back in chronological order. We're only about a week behind at the moment. So we'll continue doing our thing. Alrighty. Let's find our next song. Yeah, and again, make sure you use Song Whip. It's a very, very cool service because if you send a Spotify link to someone and they don't got Spotify, guess what? They're probably not listening to your track. If you send them the Song Whip link and it says here, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal, Amazon, Google Play, YouTube, or you can even buy it on Amazon, iTunes, and Google Play Store. Guess what? They might actually do just that. In fact, that might be a song that I'm going to buy that song. I'm going to hit the iTunes button here. I'll make sure that I get a copy of that because that was just too cool. I've got to sign in. Oh, man. All right, memo to self. Buy that song. I won't waste your time while I figure out how to log into my Apple account on the PC. I'll go to my phone and I'll buy it after this because I like to have a few of these tunes. When a tune really impresses me and I can just get it on my iTunes, I just do that because it supports the creator. Because if I stream it, they get a cent, or not even, like a quarter of a cent usually. If I buy it, they get 99 cents, and they get 70%. They get 69 cents. So there you go. That's a way to support your creators that you enjoy, is to do that. Righto, let's move on. We've got more tracks to get through, and we're moving on quickly here. What do we got here? Hello to Corbin Martin. It says, I made this a while back on GarageBand, and I'd say it's probably my best work. Spent a lot of months on this, and I'm very proud of it. Hope you enjoy. Let's take a look and a listen. I'm going to copy a link. I'm going to paste it over here. We're in SoundCloud again. After a rough start with SoundCloud, we're doing okay now. All of the SoundCloud links since have seemed to work out okay. So let's take a listen to this. This is Corbin, and this is a track called Tremolo. Let's listen to it together, shall we, here on Your Music Live. Very, very cool. Tremolo from Corbin here on Your Music Live on Studio Live today. Very, very cool track. Again, it's a bit of a theme here that people seem to be nailing the making sure that your project, your track, your overall song has some variation. So that one had a lot of nice variation in there. I like the fact that it changed things up there. We had the theme, like you can keep the same theme going through, but just adding in, like there was a piano that came in there sort of in the middle of the track that changed things up. The same sort of sound. The beat switched up at one point to that doof, 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 doof. So yeah, that just made things different. And I have to cough. Excuse me. Sorry, that was building, and I didn't want to do it like whack, whack, whack into the microphone. So yeah, for Jade, that was a doof, 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 doof. How do you spell that? D-U-F? F? No, that's Duff. Anyway. But yeah, very, very cool song. And again, eclectic mix of tracks here today. Plenty of different things going on to keep everyone happy, whatever your genre. Jessica Jan says, perfect track for summer. Yeah. Plastic said, yeah, I could totally record to that. Oh, yeah, music is my thing with all the stuff that goes on. It sure helps. Absolutely. That sounded good, though. Yep, sure did. Main Lighting Music says, thanks, Pete, for all the great tips. Feel free to find me on SoundCloud. That's from Shemaine. Absolutely. Yeah, make sure that you, if you want to be considered on a future show, email me, pete@studiolivetoday.com. Put YML in the subject line and we will find it. Cool. Very, very good. I saw a couple of questions. Did I see some questions up here? Yeah, sorry, I did see someone that I wanted to answer a question that they had. Was asking if you could put your pixel on the song whip link. I would have a chat to it was Jessica Jan. Can you put your pixel on that? Have a chat to Wilson. If you're on Facebook, go to the Song Whip Artists group. You can join that, and Wilson Page, who is the Song Whip founder, creator, and all-round nice guru guy, he'll be able to help you with that because he's actually working on new features. But you can actually, I don't think if you can add your pixel, but there is a stats feature, like an analytics feature built into Song Whip. So you can go there once you create your page. Well, you don't even create your page. Once you go to your page and you start sharing it around, you can go back and see who's clicked it, who's been there, where they've come from, all that sort of stuff. Plastic says, I believe I've made a whole quarter from streaming. Yeah. And Alvin's got a question here. This is the other one. What's the difference between GarageBand iPad and GarageBand computer? Well, I'm glad you asked because on GarageBand Weekly, my weekly GarageBand show, that's going to be my feature topic this week is going to be Mac versus iOS, what some of the key differences are and why you would use one over the other. Tom Rochelle, back to the track, by the way. Tom Rochelle, like the stuttering effect on the synth in that. Yeah, it sounded good. Came across really well. I actually liked that tune. I like that. I'll be listening to that again. Dom Fatchen says, really clear mixing. Enjoyed the patches. And another one with an off-kilter vibe. Yeah, it just sort of felt like it was just trying to push along a little bit. Absolutely. If you have emailed me and I've missed it for some reason, or perhaps the link wasn't showing, or perhaps there wasn't a sentence or two about the song and I haven't played it, feel free to resubmit. Don't just resubmit if you haven't, but if you've waited more than a week and I haven't played your song, please resubmit. Pete@studiolivetoday.com with YML in the subject, because I am human and I use my Gmail filters and sometimes it doesn't all work exactly the way I want. So human error can come into play. Alrighty, let's move on to our next track. How long we got? We got about 30 minutes to get some more songs here. So let's get some more songs here. Alrighty. Evan Pagliuca says, hey Pete, this is a song I've been working on in GarageBand. It's more or less just a beat, but it's one of the favorites I've done. Very cool. Take a listen. And this is one where Evan sent me a track. So I'm going to just download this sucker and then we'll be ready. We'll play it. Just wait for my computer hard drives to spin up to download it. I know I'm still using spinning hard drives and it takes a couple of seconds to spin up if I ever want to play anything. I know. Too much information, Pete. Nobody cares. All right. Let's fire this one up. We'll open her up in open in VLC Player and take a look. We've got the nice GarageBand logo in the background, so we know we're listening to a GarageBand track. This one is Evan Pagliuca. This is a demo beat by this artist, and we're going to listen to it here on Your Music Live when we turn up the volume, like that. A cool beat. Almost want to sing over the top. Don't let it get you down, boy. You're gonna find out the hard way. I was at the bar with my drinking team, and it was me, Jack Daniels, and my homie Jim Beam. I couldn't help it. I liked that groove too much. Sorry. Sorry about that, Evan. But yeah, it just goes to show that that was a very cool beat that I just wanted to fill it out with some lyrics there. So apologies for ruining the purity of your song. But no, really, really cool. I like that sort of, again, that could have. That sort of beat, that sort of vibe could either have like someone doing like a full-on rap or over the top, or it could actually have like more melodic. And I kind of like that because it could go either way, and it could be a bit of both. So it could be a little bit sort of Hilltop Hoods style, where they do a little bit of rapping and then a little bit of melodic singing as part of it as well. But very, very cool. I need to update their, what is it called? The description, to make sure that I put you in here. Evan Pagliuca. But yeah, you should definitely share that. Definitely share that on someone like SoundCloud, or put it on YouTube, or do something, because yeah, it would be very cool to listen to. And unfortunately, other folks won't be able to hear it because you just sent me it as a file. But I strongly suggest, yeah, using SoundCloud. It's free. YouTube's free too. You can get your stuff up in places and do it for free. But very well done. Thank you very much for that. Noel said vocals were amazing. Tom Rochelle says nice tuned 808s. Yeah, we had some nice tuned 808s in there again, and a good beat. Jeff Brush, nice offbeat ride cymbal. Yeah, that ding 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 ding. Dom Fatchin said thought I dozed off and it was happy hour already. Yeah, I can't help it. Again, I'd take that as a compliment because yeah, if it's making me want to sing along, then you got to be doing something good, surely, or maybe something like that. Jade says red. I've only got water, Jade. As you know, it's early morning here in Australia, so no red. But if you're in a place in the world where you can have a red, go for it. Noel Bresnik says it's low-key fire. I'm a rap fan, so I'm hyped. Yeah, I love it. It was a very cool beat. You can really hear someone just doing something over the top of that, can't you? Yeah. Spear of Sagittarius, sing more, please. Maybe not. Again, I don't want to disrespect to people who are sharing their music here. But there you go. You can take a clip of that and said, yeah, Pete collaborated on my track. Oh dear. Let's continue on because we got more emails in the group, in the email. Now, is this another one? Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry. We got another one. AMA. You sent me an email, but it doesn't got a link. So, sorry. I've got it here in my folder, but there's no link. So, if you want to resubmit that, please resend it to me, and I'll be able to play it for you. Righty-do. Okay. Let's continue on here. Alrighty. This song. See, let's go back. Let's kick in some diversity. This song I made. This is from Caleb. This song I made is a Spanish dance hall called Movelo. It is my favorite track of the album La Verdad. My artistic name is Caleb El Verdadero. That means Caleb the True One. I'm very grateful with this channel because all I've accomplished by now is learned here. Thanks, Pete. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. And if I can help folks create, record, and release music, that's what I'm all about. So I thank you for your contribution. Let's bring this one up. Here we got a YouTube link again. We'll hit the pause button there. I'm just going to copy the stuff over because, as you heard, I significantly struggled to say, and I'm going to struggle even more to actually type that. So I'm just going to copy and paste the name. I'm going to copy and paste the link. And then, I've already subscribed to this channel, so I must have heard your stuff before, Caleb. That's the other reason that I subscribe whenever I play a song, because I'm like, I've probably played a tune before, or at least I've checked out your music. Maybe you've shared it on one of the various groups. But let's jump over. We'll bring it up on this one. There we go. We'll go to full screen in a moment. We'll turn up the volume. Here we go. Let's try this. Caleb El Verdadero with La Verdad here on Your Music Live. Very, very cool. Again, we are running the gamut of all different styles of music, different genres, different vibes, different feels. That one, very cool. What did he say? It was was it Spanish dance hall? Spanish dance hall called Muevelo. So what did I like? I like the beat, the do 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 do. I think there's a name for that actual beat, isn't there? That duh, 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 duh. Obviously a bit of a Latin rhythm going on in there. I'll tell you about it afterwards, but I won't get distracted. But I'm watching the masterclass with Sheila E., like percussionist, drummer extraordinaire, Sheila E. So cool. Anyway, talk about that in a minute. Really liked that. Liked that percussive feel. Auto-tune, I sit on the fence. I like it for some things. I think this works. Auto-tune works for a song like this. I think if you didn't have the auto-tune in there, it would almost sound a bit dry and not quite what it needs to be. So I don't mind it for this. Obviously, if you're doing a rock song or a singer-songwriter song, auto-tune ain't what you're looking for. But yeah, really like that. Really like the way it drove along. You probably heard I forgot to turn my mic down and I was kicking my foot on my chair here in the rhythm of the beat. So I was definitely getting into that rhythm, like to hear it like that. What do folks have to say? Jay Star says, nice track. All the parts work well. Would love a little more bass in it. Yeah, probably could have used a bit more of the low end. I mean, there was the drum rhythm there, but boom, boom, boom. You could get like a boom, even like not an 808, but maybe some sort of bass underneath there. Could have worked well. Jeff Brush says, this one makes me feel like dancing and getting a drink. So Red, whoop, Red, power to you. Digital Flamenco, hola. Yeah, Digital Flamenco. There you go. I like it. Tom Rochelle, nice job with that definite club song. Tres Silo Beat, 1000 watts, says there. Jade says, set a reminder for Pete's happy hour. Starts tomorrow. Pete will be singing karaoke. I sure will. It's going to be so much fun. I'm so looking forward to that. An hour of self-indulgent, self-flagellating karaoke. No, I promise it'll be a bit of fun. We'll have a chat. What I call my music talk show. So it's sort of probably 75% music, 25% talking and drinking. So have some fun. Plastic says use autotune as a tool, but not as the paint bucket. I love that. Yeah. I think there's a t-shirt in that plastic where you can put like a bucket of paint and say auto-tune, the brush, not the bucket, or something like that. There's got to be something cool there. Dom Fatchin says Iberian meets Daft Punk. Yeah. Cool. Right, let's move on. Yeah, it says, yeah, the buka buka drums. Buka buka, buka buka, buka buka, buka. Yeah. And Plastic says, I'm ready for the karaoke and I just so happen to be off. Score. Love it. Righty dokie. Yeah, it's going to be a cool day tomorrow. We've got a lot of stuff going on. So I've got home studio Q&A first thing. There's another happy hour that Matt Yee, a really cool artist from Hawaii, he's doing. He's doing like a variety show with him, a comedian, a juggler. Like these folks all work on cruise ships, and at the moment they can't work on cruise ships for fairly obvious reasons. So yeah, he's been doing his live music show, and he's going to do a show with like two other people using StreamYard, using the power of the internet. So I'll make sure I throw a link in some of my social places, and I'll let you know in Home Studio Q&A. But that happens right between Home Studio Q&A and the happy hour. So if you've got some downtime and you want to support some other artists, these are folks that can't work at the moment because where are they going to work? There's no cruise ships, and in the States, there's no live venues. I did see here in Adelaide live music venues back. So that's pretty cool. I saw a couple of pubs during the week. We're doing some sort of like quiet evening sessions, quiet, respectful, social distant evening sessions. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the next couple of weeks. Maybe we'll be back. And of course, if I do go out and do some open mics and start playing out, I'll be taking you with me. I'll have my phone there, and I'll be able to stream live here, and you can follow along. Since you can't be here in Adelaide with me because our borders are closed. So I think the only place you could come is if you were somewhere else in Australia that's not Victoria, you'd be able to come across and see. But everywhere else, can't do it. Let's continue on. We got more music to get to. And I'm getting sidetracked. Oh, I told you about Sheila E. Yeah, so I'm a subscriber to Masterclass. I've done a few of them. I'm going to start getting back into reviewing more of them. So I did the Tom Morello guitar Masterclass. Perfection. Love Tom Morello. Such a good guitarist. Such an interesting dude. I've done the Hans Zimmer. In fact, I've got a review I need to record. I've got all my notes. I just need to review them and record that. But Hans Zimmer, famous composer, Batman, a bunch of really cool stuff. So he talked about music composition and composing music for movies. That was amazing. Loved watching that. And I've just started about halfway through now because I've been binge watching it, the Sheila E. teaching percussion. So Sheila E., like percussionist, think Gloria Estefan, that kind of Latin beat and groove, play with like Tito Puente and a lot of these great soul, not soul, what am I thinking of? Not bossa nova. Like, yeah, you know the sort of music though, yeah. Really, really cool percussionist, drummer. I'm learning a lot. And the weird thing is, a lot of these people, you'd think that these people would be pros and they'd be like, you got to do all these things. You got to have all these pro beats. Sheila E., the first session, she's like, you don't have drums? BS, you got drums. And she's like, here's a shaker with beans and rice. There you go. That's your percussion. You got some pots and pans? Yeah, you can do that. You got a drill? Like she legitimately went and created a household percussion kit in like 5 minutes and lay down a loop. So yeah, if you want some inspiration and to learn from the best, and learn that doesn't have to be complicated. I think the problem is that over time we've been told by some people that want to protect, they want to push down, right? They want to protect themselves up here, and they want to push other people down by making it sound like, oh no, you got to have your 10,000 hours of experience to create music. How could you possibly compete with me? And what we're realizing now is that, yeah, a lot of people are just knocking on that door saying, hello, it's not actually that hard. I can create music too. We're getting sidetracked. Let's move on. We've got more tracks to get through. I did see this particular artist was here earlier. I don't know if you're still with us. Darren Daniluk. Darren says, hi Pete. This song is more mellow, atmospheric, and trippy piece than my usual loud screams. The song is about the ending of abusive friendships or relationships and calling people out on their BS. Speaking of BS, there is no profanity at this piece of music. That's cool. I've said a few times times that I try to keep this. It's not G-rated. It's probably not even PG-13. But yeah, YouTube frowns upon. Like I basically tell YouTube, I'm not going to curse and swear a whole bunch in my videos. So whenever I tag my videos, I say that. If I did, then it makes them. And look, it's a bit for this show. It doesn't actually even really matter because this show is not advertiser supported. If you're seeing ads on this video, you're watching the replay. It's because I'm playing music from other people, and any revenue made goes to those people. It doesn't come to me. It goes to the people whose music I'm playing, because anytime I play music that has a YouTube content ID on it, it'll put a copyright claim in. So as soon as I finish this show, I'll get an email from YouTube saying, you played this, and this, and any revenue made from this stream is going to go to all those people. So just so you know how things work behind the scenes. I'm doing too much talking and not enough playing. Get on with it, Pete. Okay, I will. Let's bring this tune up. We're hearing YouTube music. We're just going to make sure we pause it. Righty dokie. I think we had one of Darren's track either last week or the week before, but Darren, a very good supporter of the channel here, so more than happy to play another tune here today. We will full screen this one. And yeah, let's take a listen to this. We'll turn up the volume and let's take a listen to this tune here from Darren Daniluk, The Cage in Your Head, here on Your Music Live. Very cool. I see right through you, the cage in your head. Darren Daniluk sharing his tune there. How much, that's had a Alice in Chains kind of vibe. It had a 90s angst rock kind of vibe. You know how there were a few of those bands that would do, you know, they do their fast, almost punk songs, and then they do the real sort of mellow, like, not depressing is the word that comes to mind, but deliberately so, like very emotive. And obviously the topic that you're talking about there, the lyrics that you have there, yeah, all very much so. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And I do like a lot of your stuff. Again, I know the reason Darren says I don't have any swears and it's not my usual screaming is that Darren does a lot of very heavy stuff, a lot of metal, which is not 100% my bag. I appreciate it and I enjoy it, but it's not what I choose to listen to. That I could definitely, you know, sit back and put on and just kick back when I just want to like space out and mellow out. Yeah, really cool. I like it. Thank you for sharing. Oh, let's come over and take a look. With that cover art, I wasn't expecting this. Yeah. Bubba says slow tunes are hard. Yeah. Something in the Way. Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like, that Nirvana track. Something in the Way. Jade Star, I'm really digging those distant electric guitars in the verse. Yeah, yeah. I'm just having a look. Sorry, the chat's going too fast. SM Borthwick, this is a lot more mellow than Darren's other tracks. Digging this, so brooding. Brooding's the word. Yeah, brooding. Noah Ag the Man, vocals were cool, went well with the music. Dom Faction says there's something wonderful going on way distant back in the mix. Bring it forward a bit. Potentially. Yeah, there was a little bit happening sort of back here, so it could have kind of come forward a little bit. Jay starts a jar of flies, Alice in Chains. Yeah, definitely. Tom Rochelle says nobody can get that bleak vibe. I've lost it. I've lost your comment. Nobody can get that bleak vibe better than Darren. Even with his more mellow track, it's great. Yeah, well done there, Darren. Probably the only thing, like, it's really hard to hold those long notes and to have them right on. And I don't think it's actually that important, because a song like this, you almost need that wailing kind of sound. But there were just a couple of the notes that, yeah, wasn't quite on there. So most times it sounded okay. There were probably 2 occasions where it was slightly distracting because the pitch just wavered a little bit on those longer notes. But that's probably the only thing that I can do that. All right. Yeah, Jade says no live music back in Melbourne for a while, sadly. And yeah, no live music in a lot of places at the moment, unfortunately. For those in other countries, Australia had very low rates of infection more recently, and then unfortunately there's been a few little clusters in Melbourne, in Victoria, and that's increased, and that's unfortunately put them back into lockdown. Whereas most other states in Australia, yeah, we're at single digit, if not zero cases at the moment. So, yeah, but I know that many places around the world are kind of having that bit of that second wave. But again, I keep saying it, but I know it takes a lot of patience. But, you know, hang out, listen to lots of music, play lots of music, record lots of music. I know it's frustrating, but they're the things you can do, and stay safe to create music for another day. Alrighty. Yeah, after my rant about the Sheila E. and Hans Zimmer and Tom Morello and all these people saying, use what you got, create your own sound, don't listen to the haters that are going to tell you can't do it. Jade had a good comment, said the legends of music have been humbled in recent times. Yeah, we've basically all come to the realization that you don't need all the top gear. You don't need all the know-how. Anyone can create, and the gap is narrowing. Kind of like photographers were about 10 years ago. They started freaking out because everyone with a DSLR and, you know, a couple of hours training could suddenly take pictures that were pretty close to what a professional photographer could take. And I know professional photographers out there will say, no, they still can't do the blah and the blee and the blue. Yeah, fair enough. But you got to admit the gap is narrowing. And the same with music production. The gap is narrowing. When you compare what I could do on my 4-track Tascam in my bedroom with my crappy microphones compared to what someone could do in an actual studio with, you know, proper quarter-inch tape, that was very different. Whereas if you look at now, yeah, what I can do in here, it's still not quite up there with, you know, if you've got a perfectly treated room with beautiful, like, $15,000 microphones and gorgeous preamps and mixing desks and consoles and things. Yeah, you might be able to get you squeeze a little bit more out of it, but the gap is narrowing. And remember that we live in the future, and we're super lucky that for about $500 you can set yourself up with an AT 2020 mic, a nice Scala interface or a Steinberg interface, some good quality headphones, and you can pump out some quality music in your bedroom tomorrow. I think that's pretty cool. I love it anyway. Righty dokie, let's move on. What time have we got? We've got time for probably 2 or 3 more tracks. So we're going to see who we've got here. Excuse me. Alrighty. Now I think this is our friend. Yes, it is. It is. Oh oh yeah. So I think I tried to play your track last week and we couldn't do it because the file I got through was the .band project. I didn't have time to download, put it in GarageBand, and play it from there. But we've got the M4A track now, and as I said to you at the time, I'll pop it in the folder for a future show. Guess what? It's the future. I just said we live in the future, and we do. So let's download, and it's taken a while. There we go. We'll open this one up. We will, once again, we'll open this one up in, and if you want to, I think you'll hear live, oh yeah, or ooh yeah, or ow yeah. whatever you like to be called. If you got any other notes about this track, let us know in the chat here while I bring this up. But here we go. This is Ian's track. It is called Sofa, and we're going to play it live here. Oh, it's already started. Nope, something else is playing. What's playing in the background? Where are you? I have so many windows. Do you know what that was? That was a Psy song called Hangover that was being played in the background on YouTube Music for some reason. I don't know why that was. It just kept playing. But instead, let's bring up this track from Ian. We're going to go over here. We'll hit play on this one. Here we go on Your Music Live. Liking this. I like some vocals over the top of this. What do you reckon? I was so tempted to sing along to that. It just had that vibe. It needed some Nirvana track. Like, let's turn it back up. I'm running down on red, no, watch direction going now. Do you reckon it needs that sort of vocal? Brilliant. Not me, but love it. Love it. Again, you get a free ride because it's the sort of music I like. Like it had that frenetic feel of Nirvana is the band that comes to mind. Clearly some 90s grunge rock influences there. But yeah, just love that. I love the two different types of guitar there. You had a bit of the flange going on there. You had the up front in your face guitar. And then did you hear that the guitars kind of they sat back a little bit? That would be really cool because if you were adding lyrics and vocals to that, the guitars would sort of sit back, and that's where the vocals can come up front, and then they come up to the front for like a big chorus. So again, the ability to add in some of that variation and some of that different sort of flow. What's the word I'm looking for? Losing my words today. Yeah, we're nearly 2 hours in, so I start losing my words at this point. You know the word I'm looking for, don't you? Don't worry, we'll get back on track. But yeah, the variation that you had in there was really, really good. Dynamics, thank you, my brain. My brain got there eventually, but yeah, really cool dynamics in that one. But well done there. Jade Star says, nice building blocks to a song. Definitely need some vocals. Yeah, some rockin' vocals there. Good song. I double up the guitars for a thicker sound, said Spear of Sagittarius. Tom Rochelle, really like the vibe of this one. Now you should add some vocals. Yeah. Battalion, this is screaming for vocals. Great track. Yep. SM Borthwick says live drums. Sounds good. Maybe a touch too much reverb, but yes, needs vocals. Oh yeah, says I'm going to do some raspy vocals tomorrow, but thanks. You're helping me come out of my shell. You know what? That's an important thing. It's an important thing to mention there because a lot of us, So I'll tell you a quick story. Sorry, story time with Pete. I'll tell you a quick story. So this week, the reason I've been putting out sort of a couple of easier videos to do, I guess, and I haven't done a whole bunch of sort of live stuff or a lot on social media. Is that I was attending the YouTube Creator Retreat, which was a virtual retreat because we can't go anywhere, but it was really really cool. So virtual Creator Retreat had a lot of different things from a lot of different people. So there were sessions where popular and very very accomplished YouTube creators were sharing their tips about how to tags and titles and thumbnails, covered things about the psychology, covered things about burnout and all of the other things that it was really really good. Be able to met a bunch of really cool people that are also creating. The reason I'm mentioning this is that the comment there by Ian is helping me come out of my shell. You would think, like at face value, you probably think, wow, YouTube creators, you guys must be like these real people person, extroverted, out there kind of people. It was actually really refreshing and reassuring that I was in these sessions. Like imagine a Zoom, it was Google Meet because YouTube's Google, but Google Meet with like 30 people. So your little Brady Bunch windows are up there. Everyone's just sitting there on mute. You'd expect that there'd be some people that would be like unmuting themselves and making loud, brash comments and big noting themselves because, these are people that you watch their videos and they're like, hey, you remember, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, notifications, blah, blah, blah. But they're not. They were just sort of sitting back there taking their time. And it was talking about the psychology of creators, and someone mentioned something about, I'm an introvert. Like they came on and they said, I'm really nervous to talk and ask a question because I'm an introvert. And then and they said, and I know that everyone else is extroverted, so I find it really hard to sort of engage with people. And I because I've done a bit of research into this, I sort of chimed in and said, I think you'd be surprised that at least probably 50%, if not more, of people that create videos, even people that do live stuff to camera like this, are actually introverts. Like me, I'm a card-carrying introvert. Like I get all of my energy from quiet times by myself, but it allows me to do these sort of things. And yeah, the YouTube but the YouTube representative said that she deals with a lot of creators that have really big channels that do live streaming, that do events, that do everything, and vast majority. So she said like 80% introverts. So yeah, I say all that to say, if like Ian here, you need help coming out of your shell and you think you're all alone, that everyone else is just sharing music and everyone else is putting themselves out there and not thinking about what other people will think. Yeah, no, everyone's doing it. Everyone's thinking about what other people think. And most people, if not a large majority of people, have the same sort of thoughts as you. And myself coming in, starting to do this. Go back to my videos. Watch my videos from 5 years ago. You'll see a very different approach because I just needed to practice. And like most people, putting yourself out there, it's just about practicing. It's about rinse, repeat. It's why my mantra is create, record, release. And then rinse and repeat, create, record, release, create, record, release. Because if you do that once, you feel really nervous. You do that twice, you feel a bit more comfortable. You do that 3 times, comfort level starts growing. You do that 4 times, you know what I'm saying here. 100 times, you don't even think about it. So yeah. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit off the beaten track there. What's the time? Can we sneak one more in? Let's sneak one under the bar, shall we? We'll see if we got one more track here that we can do. Righty dokey. Patrick Parker says, I wrote this song my freshman year of high school, and now I'm a senior planning on attending Berklee School of Music in Boston. Wowzers. This song's about mental health awareness, and one of my friends who I would talk to on a nightly basis for around 2 years. This is the Spotify link if you'd like to take a listen. Very relevant because it's kind of what we were just talking about there. So let's, it's a Spotify link, but let's do our song whip thing again. Let me just show you. I'll show you this in a bit more detail about how we do our song whip thing. There you go. We can click on make a link like that. And then all we need to do is paste in the Spotify link. It creates our page and it brings it on up. And there you go. Here for you, Patrick Parker. And we can play it and watch it wherever we like. So it looks like it's not released on YouTube Music. So I happen to be a Google Play Music subscriber. So this is why this is so cool. I can just click on Google Play Music. It'll open up my Google Play Music. It'll load my library. And then it will pop it here. And then I can just add it straight to my library, play the track, do whatever I want to do there. So let's get in and listen to this tune without any further ado. Let's take a listen to Patrick Parker with his tune Here For You on Your Music Live. It's getting there. Not a good advertisement for Google Play Music as it spins around. Here it comes.
Get a call, it's 2 a.m. Pick it up, it's my best friend. She said she's tired of being pushed around. She says, I need help, I need it now. I need it now. My life is fine most of the time. Next minute I just wanna die. I don't know why. I'm here for you. Day and nights by your side. I'm here for you. Day and nights by your side. That night as we stay on the line, I make her laugh to keep it off her mind. Off her.
What a very, very, very cool way to finish this show of Your Music Live. Patrick Parker here for you. Now, did I read that email correctly? Is Patrick telling me freshman year of high school? I wrote this in my freshman year of high school. So to translate that for me, that's like a year 9, right? Grade 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're freshman, you have 4 years of high school. That's incredible. And now a senior planning on attending Berklee School of Music. So yeah, I can only imagine the sort of things that you're producing now, Patrick. And if you're heading off to Berklee, then only good things are likely to come in the future. As long as you don't get some crusty old music industry person that shakes it out of you and that tells you that you need to do things a certain way, because you definitely got yourself some songwriting skills, some arrangement there with the very simple arrangement with the piano and vocal. And really powerful song. Like you can tell, you're listening to that, and I didn't want to stop it because if we weren't running out of time, I would have just kept it playing, because you want to hear what happens, you want to hear the resolution, and that's why singer-songwriters, songwriting types can do so well, because you tell a story. People want to hear the story. Noel Bressick says we have a classic right there. Noah Agberman, wow, this is great. Mentor C, the song, great vocals, really catching up as well. Gary Hubbs says, honest singing, putting it all out there. Yeah. Andrew Reynolds says, I hear violin playing in the song. Yeah. Jade Starr, loved it. Really thick piano sound. Patrick Chandler, good one. Yeah, absolutely. Very, very cool stuff there. Jade Starr says, that crusty dean. Yeah. Whenever I talk about high school and college, I wrote a song called There's No Such Thing as College. And yeah, I talk about the crusty dean. Made them all declare a major. Hey, that might be a song. That might be a song I'll sing in the happy hour. But just to finish off on there, yeah, thank you so much. I've put the link in there to that tune and all of the other tunes. In fact, let me hit the save button. Yes, I have, to make sure that they're all down there so you can check. All of the tracks played today are all linked down below. So if you want to spend the rest of the day re-listening or listening to the whole tracks and finding what you've got, then you can go ahead and do that. Check out all of those links. What's happening here for the rest of the weekend? Well, plenty. We have the home studio Q&A, which is happening. That's my question and answer show that's happening around about this time tomorrow. So tune in for that one. And then we will have the happy hour karaoke edition happening after that. If you got some value out of this one, if you enjoyed all of the amazing songs, and thank you to everyone who's contributed your song, then hitting the little thumbs up like button tells me that I should get up next Saturday morning and do it all again. And if you've got songs you want to contribute that you'd like me to listen to on future shows, Once again, email pete@studiolivetoday.com with YML in the subject. That is going to do it for this one. I hope you had some fun here today. I hope you enjoyed it. If I played your song, thank you for contributing. Thank you to everyone who's provided your feedback. And if you're watching on the replay, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the show. We will see you again around the place this weekend here on Studio Live Today. Take care, folks. Stay safe. See you soon.